So how do we start a conversation at the very beginning and align with what we know to be important to the buyer? Okay. Does anyone here ever run into issues where the call gets started because the buyer just starts talking about a bunch of stuff and it just goes way off track for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're like, shit, we're talking about something. Okay. It's like we're talking about something that does that we wouldn't even be able to help with. So once you do that alignment statement at the beginning, like I did, a really good way to start the conversation and to find priorities is you're going to suggest what their priorities might be. You're going to make a hypothesis around what they might be based on all of the other people like them that you work with. Okay. So let me show you what that looks like. So for this first part, okay, I'm going to use a priority statement. And I'm going to say, hey, based on our work with so-and-sos, they typically tend to be focused on this area, and this area, so that I can keep the conversation most relevant for you today. How does that compare to your priorities? So to give you an example, this is how specific you want to get. This is how I start off most calls. Unless the buyer comes in and they know exactly what they want to accomplish, which is not always the case, I'm going to say, hey, let me move this off the screen. Hey, in our work with Gong and Medallia, typically they're focused in one of these two areas. One's around AE self-sourcing. So they got a bunch of AEs. They need to self-source 30% of pipe. And they're looking to increase pipeline coverage from 4 to 5x versus 3. So marketing leads are definitely harder to come by. They have less DR support, et cetera. 2 is running tighter sales cycles. So deals are taking longer to close. More stakeholders and new stakeholders are getting involved, like finance, for example. And the focus is on preventing reps from being single-threaded and just running way tighter discoveries so that I can keep the conversation most relevant for you today. How does that align with what you're working on?